Hi there, welcome to HowtoDandD. My name's Frederick Weller and I'm going to discuss today describing travel in your Dungeons & Dragons adventures. This has been requested by one of the subscribers, possibly two, and in any case it doesn't matter. Today I am a sailor sailing the seas. So let's start talking about describing travel. As a general rule, players aren't really interested in Dungeon Masters giving them a monologue of their travel from one location to another, so try to keep those descriptions very short. It's really important when describing travel to give broad brush strokes. Remember, you don't have to give them every single detail, just the broad brush strokes. When giving your descriptions on travel, make sure to stick to the environment, the creatures, the things that the player's character can see, hear and smell, rather than how the character feels or what they do. That's up to the player to deal with. You just deal with what they can feel, smell, see and touch. Describe very briefly what the environment is like and try to use an adjective somewhere in there. So it is a lush green forest, you are travelling across jagged grey mountains. Explain the current season to the players. Is it winter, summer, spring, autumn? Make sure you describe the weather and use an adjective with that description. So what's the weather like? Is it windy, rainy, snowy, hailing? Is it frosty, foggy? Is there a storm brewing? Is there a blizzard? Is it overcast? Is it quite hot and sunny? So make sure you add something to that. So it's a bleak blizzard or it's a very hot, sweltering sunny day. Those sorts of things, give them a little bit of detail but not too much. If there are sounds as they travel, you can expand on them. Try to give an adjective. So chirping birds, croaking frogs, a meowing cat, mooing cows, crashing waves if you're a sailor. Smells can also be discussed if you think it will add something to the scene. So if they're in a volcano, they will smell sulfur, they will feel heat, those sorts of things. Maybe they're traveling through a forest and they can smell the pine needles as they travel. One of the things that makes travel descriptions a bit more interesting is to actually add something to that particular travel. So a sort of a focus point, maybe they see something or come across something as they travel that makes it that part of the actual travel experience. In the case of myself, in the past I've had them travelling past and I've seen woodcutters cutting down a forest and they've seen coming out of the forest, say a Trent and attacking and dismembering the lumberjacks. That was sort of something that the players could react to, but it doesn't have to be something like that. It could be something as simple as seeing an avalanche in the distance, part of the mountain collapses as they're travelling. Maybe they can see a forest fire in the distance, things that will add to it, make it feel like it's a little bit more lived in. Now I've provided you with a whole lot of different examples of how you can describe travel. Just bear in mind that keep it short. You don't have to use all the examples that I have provided. You can just give, as I said, big broad brush strokes, tell them the basics, and then if the players are interested, they will ask for more information and then you can provide that information and tell them what they need to know. I had a look on the internet and YouTube to see what sort of advice people had given on describing travel in a Dungeons & Dragons game, and there wasn't actually that much as I looked around, so this is what I've provided for you. As I said, I don't particularly do an awful lot of describing travel when I run my Dungeons & Dragons game, but these are the things that you can use. So I've made a video on how to describe travel in Dungeons & Dragons. I hope you found it useful. If you did, share, like and subscribe if you haven't already, and please make a comment below. Tell me, how do you deal with describing travel? Was there anything that you felt that I left out of this video that I needed to include? And till next time, keep rolling those 20s.